Welcome to Awakened Titans podcast with Lily Patrascu, mind-blowing conversations with influential business titans sharing how you can manifest abundance, love, joy, success through quantum awakening, quantum manifestation, quantum healing, quantum miracles, exponential business growth, and innovative products and services. Discover how to build a multi-million-dollar coaching business in today's session with Jeanne Omlor. She is a business strategist, a 7-figure online business coach, and certified servant leadership executive coach. At 54 years old, now if you are looking at what I'm looking, she doesn't look 54 years old. She was a solo parent in deep debt and got herself online and to $1 million in 17 months without ads, and has since scaled to multi-millions in 5 years. Her company has helped over 400 businesses to thrive online. She's emotionally connected to helping others make money. As she lived in lack for years and overcame that mindset, she's now helping as many people as she can to maximize profits and reach their full potential while being the visionary they're destined to be. First question is, what's the secret to your success?
Wow, that's a great question. I think it is just truly believing that we can always regenerate and fix stuff and that we're not done.
Thank you. What enabled you to become an awakened titan? And how did that lead onto you building a multi-million-dollar coaching business?
You know, things happen in steps. And so it's never like all at once. And, you know, it really is about taking one step and taking another and taking another. Really, it's just believing. It was believing somewhere when the chips were down, that I had the ability, that even though, I mean, it's really hard to create success when you have no success. It's the hardest thing. It's easier to create some more success when you have it because there's evidence. So it's really just having enough belief. I had enough belief in myself that I can do this. Even though it was hard, I can do this. I just need to take the steps and I need to get help. I need to get coaching. I need to get help. And just taking the steps and just keeping going and not thinking that things are going to be overnight.
Thank you. What was your journey to becoming an awakened titan and reaching your $1 million coaching business?
It was doing the work. You know, it was really figuring out what works and just doing it and putting the reps in and putting your intention, not just reps with no intention. And it's really figuring out for me a strategy, but also the mindset that goes with the strategy, and just do it. And don't doubt. Don't be having to talk yourself off a ledge every 3 seconds. It's just, okay, I need a strategy and it's going to work. I am just going to execute that strategy and I'm just going to do the work and I'm going to test and retest and I'm going to create critical mass. I'm going to get one client, I'm going to get another. And then it just builds from there. But it's not about triple guessing, quadruple guessing, getting depressed because things don't work right away. It's really about, I am just going to move forward, not push, not fight. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to keep doing the work and it's all going to work out if I do the work and I have the right mindset.
Thank you. What are the steps for entrepreneurs to reach their multi-million-dollar coaching business?
It is truly wanting to help people. That's vital. If you're a coach and you don't truly want to help other people, it's hard to be successful because then it's all about the money. See, after the first million, if you're not committed and you don't have a real purpose, it's hard to make a second million. I never had that problem because I was mission driven from the beginning. Sure, I was in deep debt. So I was kind of like needed, really like I need to fix this because I was a single mom with 2 kids. However, there was always the mission driven with there of helping other people. And it was never just about the money. Money is great. Can't just be about money ever. It has to be about purpose and vision with money. It's great to make money. However, you need to really want to help people or you will not sustain it. You just won't. So it's really, okay, I have a purpose. I truly want to help people. I am helping them. I'm making money, helping them make money. My life is better. Theirs are better. It's just so beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to keep building that?
Thank you. How do you make peace between, let's say, deep in your heart, you can help even someone who is currently making 100 million to fix their relationship or to fix some other area of their life, to improve, to optimize. And yet, let's say you have no money in your account and you feel a little bit like you're not worth it or ready to work with a client that could potentially deeply align with your vision and your mission simply because your bank accounts don't align.
Okay, well, that is an energy thing. It's really interesting you brought that up, actually, because I do have a very high level coaching offer, which I don't talk about that much because it's for such like elite kind of people in the sense that they're making enough money to be able to invest in that. And it's very hard to get elite clients if you're not making any money at all, because they're like, well, what makes you think that you can help me? Unless you're like a spiritual coach, right? Because then they'll question, well, wait a minute, if you're not successful, how are you going to help me when I'm already successful? Unless you're just a relationship coach or something that's not to do about creating wealth in your business. Okay. Now, you can certainly coach people that make more money than you for a lot of different types of coaching. Now, it's funny because when I was doing my offline business coaching and consulting, often I had clients that were way more successful than I was. Okay. They weren't billion-dollar people or multi-millionaires, but they could see that I had strategies that would help them. And they knew they were making more than they did not care. They did not care. But there is a certain level. My question is how much? Like, how successful are they? Because really, really big clients do kind of want to see that the person that's coaching them is sort of successful, because then they're questioning, well, hang on. So because I have a multi-million-dollar coaching business already, my bread and butter for coaches and consultants, when I do get those higher level, they were like, okay, she's already $1 million business herself. So it's more legit. But it's true. There is a problem in the industry where there are people that are flat broke who've just started coaching who say, oh, I help, 7, 8-figure people. And I'm thinking, but how can you help those people when you've not even made 100K? So there has to be a level of humility and congruence with that. Does that make sense? It's the level. How much more successful are they? Does that matter? Unless you're just like a ninja spiritual coach or whatever, and it's not about the money. Make sense?
Yes. Does that mean that people who are starting out, they should start quite low in the sense of charging cheap and being comfortable with that? Or how can they energetically align to these super high net worth entrepreneurs? They can definitely help, and they know deep in their heart they can help. How can they create this energetic alignment where they are comfortable charging, and at the same time they're not, how you say, congruent?
Making it till they make it. Yeah. No, this is the deal. I am all in with high ticket coaching, but there's people paying you $250,000 to coach with you, or there's a high ticket that's 10 or 20K. Makes sense? I am or even 3 to 5, that's still high K. I am all in with people maximizing what they're earning. But you were talking about ultra high net worth individuals, right? I'm saying it's hard to pull that off if you're somebody that's just started coaching and you're broke, because then you're faking it a little bit. Like, oh, so I'm being very extreme here. I am all in on people that are just starting coaching to do high ticket. That's what I help people with, to believe in themselves. That's why I said it depends. There's a level of comfort. Most people that are broke aren't going to be comfortable energetically saying to somebody, oh yeah, it costs $250K for you to coach with me, even though I've never coached anybody before, because it's not aligned. They don't have the experience, and they're not going to feel comfortable because it's sort of like faking it, right? I'm saying it does depend on what level is that. However, there's a lot of coaches, and I never say charge little, ever. That is devaluing people. There are some coaches that for way too long devalue themselves, and business people, they devalue. I'm like, wow, you could be charging a lot more because you've been doing this a while. You have shown results, but you're getting way better results for your clients than you are getting for yourself. That's when you raise your rates. That's not good. If your clients are doing really well, making millions of dollars, but you're not, well, then they should pay you more. That's a sign that you are not charging enough.
Thank you. Where can entrepreneurs find these high-ticket clients or clients that align with their current level of expertise and what they're comfortable charging as well?
Okay, that again depends on who's the client, what's the niche, what's your offer, right? So that's not general. If you're looking for ultra high net worth clients, you need to join ultra high net worth groups. And to join ultra high net worth groups, you need some money. That's my point. See, you can't hobnob with people if you want to be in those groups if you have no money, because those groups cost money to be a member of. Make sense? So for those, join the groups, whatever kind of groups, where you will be in direct contact. Usually those groups take money. Usually it's better to work your way up a bit, make some money, and be able to afford those high-end groups where you're just you're with them, and and then you have to know how to get into a conversation where you even bring up that you do this kind of coaching. So that's another whole strategy. That's called $1 Million coaching, actually. Okay. It's another whole strategy. And that's an interesting one. Now, for the other coaching, which is still ticket coaching, that just depends. That can also be networking, but I coach people on how to find those coaches or those coaching clients online, whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Because yes, for the coaching clients up to, 30K or more, or 50, you can find those online. I'm talking about when you get to the 100K and more, then you've got to be very strategic about, and you have to have a plan, and you have to have a good offer. You have to be very good about talking about what you do, and you have to be in those groups, and those groups take money.
Thank you. How can entrepreneurs find their first 100 coaching clients?
Wow, you go 100 coaching clients. See, I don't talk about the first 100. I talk about the first one, and then the next, and then the next. And I think in our society, it's like, I need 100. That's what I'm saying. I need to 10x. No, you don't. You need to do one thing. You need to get one client. Then you need to get another one. And then it turns into 100. But you don't get 100 clients all at once. I don't know anybody that's gotten 100 clients and they're like Russell Brunson and they do some event and everybody clicks and buys it. But that is later again. So we have to be very careful about where we are in the process and not compare ourselves to Russell Brunson or to, Grant Cardone. We have to compare ourselves to ourselves and where we are in the journey. And I'm not saying to condescend to people. I'm saying that these people are further along in the process. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the question is not, where do I find the 100 clients? The question is, where do I build a business where I eventually get those 100? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Not like a quick fix and we're getting 100 flow right away, because that will be the 100. We don't know. The 100 could be, maybe you'll be on one platform and maybe you'll get a few offline, or do you know what I mean? Now, I got my first 100 on Facebook and LinkedIn together.
Thank you. Do you recommend a particular strategy? Is it an organic strategy? Is it a paid ad strategy? Is it a strategy where you DM people? Is it a strategy where you post for your specific target market, and ideally you know what it is, and then you give a certain number of people that you're willing to work with, and then you wait for people to DM you? What strategy in particular do you use that has worked well for your multi-million-dollar coaching business?
Okay, first of all, I've never waited for anything in my entire life. So no, it's definitely not waiting, ever. You never wait. You choose yourself in life. And I'm successful because I always chose myself, even it was when I was failing. I still chose myself because I picked myself up. So it really is about choosing yourself. And you don't wait. You don't wait for a person to call you or hope when you went to a networking event, they're going to call you because you gave them the card. No, it's intentional action no matter what. That's the first thing. The waiting, no. So it is organic. I don't recommend ads really to anybody now because ads really are hard to work. Unless you're just like running ads to a free event, then those seem to work because it's free. Sure, you want to get something free? Sure, they'll click on it. Ads are very hard to make work. And even the big influencers are saying ads are not working for them. For, the booking the call. Ads only work if you have like a big team and you get them into the microcosm and there's people reaching out and nurturing the sequence, blah, blah, blah. So for people that don't have that aren't Russell Brunson or other people that have that big machine, right? It's organic. It is always organic. And it's not about waiting. It's about letting people know on social media by great content what you stand for. And you talk about what you do, you highlight the value, you show the results of the clients. And if you're good, like I have hundreds of clients' results, and you'll have those in the show notes. So it's never about waiting. It's about intentional action. It's about a lot of mindset. Yes, and not just like raw mindset. I mean, deep belief that if I keep going, this will work, but I got to get coaching. And yes, it's organic. And I've made $4 million with organic marketing. No ads. I've tested a lot of ads, tons. Because I wanted to see if that would work. They don't. Very hard.
When I was talking about waiting, what I meant was the strategy where you post that I'm looking for 5 people I want to work with, and this is the kind of results you can expect. DM me if you are that one of those 5, and then you have some sort of automation on the back end, which takes care of the actual selling for you. Is that part of the strategy that you use, or is it something completely different?
No, I don't automate. People can tell they're being automated, and you know what? They don't like it. So we do everything that's very authentic, that it's a human touch. So I don't automate. And that's a particular kind of post, which is great, but we still don't automate those. And you can only do no, it's not just about posting, looking for 5 people. They'll see that and they're just going to be, oh my gosh, this is all there. Every now and then, don't do it too much. But this is not about boom, boom, boom. It's not about that. And just no, people got to understand human beings want to deal with human beings. When I message somebody, they go, wow, I get hundreds of messages. Why do I want to talk with you? Because they can feel my energy's there. So no, it's not all. I love some automation. I've tried a lot of different things, but the AI bots, they don't work because we can see it's an AI bot. So it's like, do you think I want to talk to an AI bot? Even though AI is fantastic, especially for like rewriting content, people just think they're going to just plug stuff in and everybody's just going to love it and click and buy. And they say, Jeanne, I'm going to do this funnel, and they're going to click. And I'm like, are they? But are they? No, they're not. Oh, that didn't work. Why? Because we want to do boom, 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 slap, bang. People don't want to be treated like that. They want to be treated like human beings, that people are listening. So no, with those kinds of posts, every now and then I'll post a post like that, but we still have real people conversing, and it's not an automated, never. Doesn't work.
Thank you. Are there any particular types of posts that work more than others?
Yes, they're called action posts, and I coach. What you just talked about was a specific kind of action post, which if you overdo those, it just looks spammy all the time because it just, you have to really be sparing with that kind of a post. Action posts are, and we coach a lot on these different ones. There's many ways of slicing it, but it's posts that have people put their hand up, hand raisers, okay? And also posts where you're giving something really valuable, not like nobody needs another free report that doesn't do anything for them. So really valuable stuff where people go, oh my gosh, that was so amazing. I got a client just from that. Then they're thinking, wow, if Jeanne's free training got me a client, what would that look like to work with her? They ask themselves that. That's the kind of content you want to give.
Thank you. What's one of the most successful case studies that you've had where you've worked with an entrepreneur to help them grow their business?
I had a lady come in, wonderful. She came in and got to $91,000 in 4 weeks. And then she had another 2 stellar months. So yeah, she just came in, did the work. She said, this was amazing. I thought I knew how to do this, but I clearly didn't. And she laughed and she just did the work and it worked.
Thank you. And what are the types of other content that seems to work a lot in terms of attracting the right clients to the specific coaching business?
Well, I have something called an attraction marketing post. Okay. And that's a training to train people how to do that, but it does work and it creates a relationship with the reader.
Thank you. And you said that the very first client is the most important one, and then finding another client that kind of mirrors that one, the lookalike client. So how can people find that first client?
Well, again, that depends. Okay, you want me to go through that? First of all, you need to have a very clear offer that you believe in that's not vague or confusing or people are like, what are you doing? Be very clear on the exact kind of person you're helping. That's the niche, the avatar. Niche, avatar, ideal client, same thing. You have to be so clear. Who's your ideal client? What are you offering? And price. And if you're a little bit fuzzy on any of that, confusion does not sell. So you got to be so clear. Yep. And we help our clients with that because most people are confused. Once you have that, then you got to work out which platform works the best and not 3 or 4 all at once. Again, scattered, no focus. Focus on, and I help people work out which platform is going to work for them. And then we create a strategy with content that will work, reach out that will work, how to speak to people, and then how to conduct a very non-spammy, heart-based sales conversation, I call it, because selling is really important. And I'm an advocate for the future of sales, that it should not be the way it's been, which is partial or full lying, tricking people, over-promising, trying to make them feel bad, digging into pain. All that's wrong. It's wrong. So selling well, which is showing people possibility and then just highlighting your value and seeing if they want to do it or not. So that's how they do it.
Thank you. How does the messaging and sales conversations differ in super high ticket programs, let's say 100K versus something that's 10K?
Oh, okay. Look, 100K and up, This is different. This is more, you have to get to know them a little better. They're not going to go, oh, sure, I'm going to pay you 100 and 250K. That is more nurture. Usually it's like, hey, let's have a conversation. And it's not like a, do you want to do this or not? That's a different mindset. It's a different way of selling. It is more like, it actually reminds me a little bit of more like when I was on Wall Street. I used to be a top executive recruiter, and I used to hire investment bankers. This is millions of dollars in pay. This was not, hey, do you want the job? This was, let's get to know each other a bit, a conversation. Hey, come in and more, give you more information. So that's more just not being so stressed out about closing. You're not going to just, I have closed 100K clients like soon, but it's not, it's more of a conversation, and it's more of a relationship build. So you got to get good at relationship building and not be too salesy. Again, all salesiness needs to be eradicated from our lives. To be a really good salesperson, you need to not be salesy. That's the dichotomy. That's the trick. It is pure relationship building. There's an offer. Yes, definitely pitch what you're doing. A lot of people don't know how to pitch what they're doing because it's either spammy or no pitching at all. So there is a sweet spot where you are just fully authentic and they feel it, that there's no tactics. It's like, hey, tell me about, tell me what's going on. And they just share stuff and it's great. And they see you, they're watching, they're seeing if they trust you, but you can't go in selling for that. Now for the 250K offer that I have, this is relationship. It's like somebody knows about me, they'll match make, they'll say, hey, do you want to meet Jeanne? Or I'll meet them in some group and they'll say, hey, let's chat. But it's never, hey, I want to talk about your coaching. It's more, let's chat. We chat. They get to know about me. Then they'll say, hey, let's talk again. They'll book another call. It's, you can't force this. It's, and then they'll bring up, so tell me more about your coaching. But we're talking about other things because they want to know about my life. And they want to know how successful I am actually. And they want to see, hey, is this somebody I could even want to coach with that I trust? So that's a longer game. And then they say, hey, I want to tell me a little bit, but it's casual. And it can't be like, hey, you want to do this unless I'm actually out there fishing for clients. And I will do that. Then I will cold reach out to people and say, hey, I've noticed that on the Fortune 500, your stocks have dropped. And I'm guessing that blah, blah, blah is happening. And they're like, yeah, it is. Now that's a very cold approach. I prefer the matchmaking one. So it depends it all depends how that person came to you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's not one answer. Yeah.
How do you go from the relationship build onto actually closing a deal that is a big deal, like you said, 100K and more?
Again, it depends on the person you have in front of you. This is like playing chess. So it depends on the move. First of all, you have to have the belief that somebody is going to pay you 100K or 200K. The mindset in that is so important that you're worth it. Because these people struggle with that. They struggle. It's not that they can't help them. They have to be so living in their confidence with that, and I didn't used to be there before. Now I am, because I'm a multimillion-dollar coach and we're colleagues, and they're like, hey, Jeanne, and we're just going to friends and colleagues and say, tell me about that. I'm like, sure. And they're like, well, maybe I need coaching. I'm not sure. I'm like, well, maybe you don't. I say, maybe you don't. Then they'll book another call. And so, yeah, maybe some people are sort of easing in and seeing, and, and how much is that? I tell, oh, yeah. So, but other people, they have real needs. They're like, I get referred to people they're multimillionaires or billionaires, but they're suffering in their relationships. Their direct reports don't listen to them. They're panicking and they can't tell people. Everything is shot, and they just need all sorts of help. And I'm a professional confidant. So I sign an NDA that I just listen. So again, it just depends on the situation. Say I were coaching you, I would say, tell me what's going on here. And I would say, well, okay, in that case, let's say this or let's do this. Does that make sense?
Yes. And do you find that you're still able to say, okay, this offer is usually, 150K and you can have it for 100 if you book it within this time frame? Do you still do kind of like discounts and so on, or you just... I would never do that with high-end clients. Never. Because that seems sales and spammy. That seems spammy. That's like, well, why am I getting? These are very high-level people. Why would they even want to do that? Hey, you want to... The whole thing I'm trying to explain here on this thing
thing. The whole thing of the used car salesperson has to go in our culture of, hey, but if you do it now, they're going to be like, well, why? And that seems a bit pressurized to me. Why would you do that? And this is the price. That's what it is. There's no discount. And by the way, you need to pay in full. Okay. That is complete confidence.
Thank you.
Complete. Now, sometimes I will negotiate if they're like, well, no, for my blah, blah, blah. Can I break it down a little bit? I say, sure. Okay. But it's not because they're poor. It's because they just want to do it for the accounting. But no, because then it's like, well, why? Why are you doing this cheaper? Why? If you're so good, why do you have to convey? It's about forgetting everything people told you with sales. Does that make sense? It is about forgetting everything they told you. When I was on Wall Street, I did things so differently. I hired more investment bankers than anybody on my team. And I did it in 3 days a week, and they were working 5 days a week. How come the person that was working 3 days a week got more investment bankers? It's really hard to recruit these people. It's a long game. How come me alone recruited more in a year than all of the rest of the team put together? Because I did things differently, and I didn't do the spammy stuff. I was so transparent. They loved it. They're like, wow, you're so transparent. I said, I'm not hiding anything. What do you want to know? Oh my gosh, I've never met a recruiter like you. And I told my boss, I said, I'm going to be completely transparent. He said, go for it. So it is, if you say something like, I'm going to give you a deal, those people are going to be, why? Why? So something has to happen further back before you get on the call with mindset that you wouldn't need. Do you understand? The work has to be done before you get on the call. By the time you're on the call, you would never dream of having to make that deal. Does that make sense?
Yes. Do you also find that if you take the deal away in the sense of making them apply for it or being like completely nonchalant around, okay, if you're going to register or not, it's all about, I'm trying to help you, rather than being sort of like looking desperate. And does that help, the take it away?
Look, I'll tell you, if you're desperate, people feel it. And if you're desperate, something needs to be figured out before. Do you get it? People, what they do is they do all this stuff and then they're on the call. And I'm like, no. The preparation before the call makes the call. They're doing it. Do you get it? It's not just about on the call. There's something missing on the steps before you got on that call, Lily. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And they're not believing something. There's something missing before. No, taking it away is spammy and weird. I do not do tactics. I'm so against it. The whole FOMO, I'm going to take this away from you. These are high-end people. They've seen all that coming, and it's condescending and it's not respectful to their level. Does that make sense? If they actually have 100K to pay, if they have the budget, you can't be trying to trick people to pay you 100K or trick them because you're going to take it away or take the sale away and make them beg. What if somebody that wanted me to give them 100K, and I could pay 100K for stuff, right? I would see right through that. I thought, I'd be thinking, what? No. I would see right through it because I'm a salesperson and I see through it. So do they. And if you're going to get a 100K client, my guess is it might be somebody that's in sales or done some kind of sales. Am I correct? The client you're trying to get for 100K, that person maybe has had something to do with sales or knows about selling if they're like running a company.
I mean,
right?
They have to be pretty good at that.
Right. So they're going to see right through all that and they're not going to respect that. So the tactics are what have to end is the tactics. And when you realize you can't be tactic, that's when the real sales start. That's when it's like, here I am, here's my value. Let's just have a really honest conversation. You'll notice when that fellow that was fishing about my coaching said, oh, well, maybe I don't need, I don't know if I need coaching. And I said, maybe you don't. That was honest. I didn't go, oh, yes, you do. Let me help you. I said, maybe you don't. And I laughed. He's super successful. And then he felt like, wow, she's not trying to push coaching on me, which I wasn't, because I thought maybe he doesn't need coaching. And he's thinking, whoa, she could have said, oh, yeah, you probably do. I don't try to say, oh, I can really help you. I was just listening to him and mirroring back what he said. I don't even know he needs coaching. And I would not take a client unless they need me because we just started talking as colleagues, actually. So anyway, Lily, this has been amazing. Do you have any other questions?
So about the taking it away part, I was going to say that I've not seen yet anyone that sells like a high ticket coaching program where you don't have to apply for it. So that's what I mean by taking
you
it away.
do. No, the thing is, I have people that you have to apply to get on a call with you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You did things not right to begin with to get to that point. You haven't built up your system before to make, there's something I can tell just by talking with you about this. There's other stuff that didn't build a strength of energy and confidence to that point. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Very insightful episode. And stay tuned for the next one.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential business titans, providing you with the insights to awaken to your full potential so you can get paid to be yourself, find true happiness, and manifest anything you desire.